everyone, my name is Notepad Addon, and I write games for fun, hee-ho. So, welcome to the latest game, Crisis Sinner. Or more accurately, Crisis Hard Break Sinner. I decided to go with Crisis Sinner outside of something like Crisis Requiem, which was another very good option, and a few other games. I decided to go with this because I want to keep a kind of a naming convention, and that's going to be effectively Crisis Protagonist. Actually, it would be Crisis Protagonists. I think this is going to give it a little bit more identity, being like, yeah, this is like kind of what the protagonists are. It also is going to force you to come up with things that are maybe a little bit odd. So, welcome, hello. This is going to be the first official stream. This isn't going to be a very long stream, mind you, because generally speaking, I started a little bit late. I kind of got into a few different arguments about things, so, hi. The music was Skullgirls, actually, a game I actually quite enjoy. I think Skullgirls is a very good game, which is unfortunate because it's, run by Lab Zero, who everything after Skullgirls they touched, even during Skullgirls, turned to lead. And it is also a fighting game, which I feel doesn't do that particular setting in that game justice. I think that's kind of the issue. Like, yeah, it's a fighting game. That means you don't really get character interactions as much as you would get in other games, which I think is kind of a shame. I also don't much care for fighting games because I'm really bad at them. I could play Squiggly because I knew how to do like 2 of her combos reliably. And Squiggly, when Squiggly first came out, you could do some stupid shit with her, and nobody knew how to play against her. And I'm like, ha ha ha! I'm that guy. I can abuse the game because I know how to play this. Yeah, but yeah, no, I would like. I don't think they really have done much with Skullgirls. They did like the second encore, but the second encore didn't like. That was after the original guy left the company because I think his previous game failed miserably. I think the game they did afterward didn't do Undaunted, Undivided, something like that. That didn't do too hot for a variety of reasons. And he was apparently a sex pest. You know, that little detail. Being a sex pest does, in fact, slightly hinder your ability to get far in the world. Well, I guess if you're Harvey Weinstein, it doesn't. But I digress. So, welcome to the Crisis Center. As you can tell, our simple catchphrase is "God is not in his heaven and all is wrong in the world." We've got our thing right here. Rest assured, the notepad is in. Have no fear, the notepad did make it in. I did put this down here in my notepad, and based on Crisis Heroine by this, or the Rabbit King. I did make an explicit point to cite Rabbit King. So, thanks to chat, and the preface is like mostly just me talking about Crisis Heroine and the current name of the system, which is the Crisis System. Which is a terrible fucking name, and I don't know what else to call it though. Judgment Day 20XX. This is going to be the lore section. I kind of already know what I want the lore to be like, as we kind of discussed previously. It's kind of a combination of things, but why are you open? But to kind of summarize it. The future is now, old man, and Satan is coming to fuck you. But also, including Satan, is literally Michael the Archangel, and you are, humanity is found wanting on both sides. So, have fun. That's the lore. That's the plot. Don't worry about it too much. You have a bomb collar strapped to your neck. Go out there and kill some shit. I wanted to keep things relatively light when it came to lore, because it's one of those kind of settings. I think it's going to be more appropriate to do that. But, looking at things, oh gee, people sending in my chat. No, all I see is thick-ass boy clap them cheeks. Let me just send a mafia cat real fast. God, well, disappoint me on a fundamental level, but yes, we're gonna be working on this today. Weird thing to note about this is that the game's already done, pretty much. Because Crisis Heroine exists. All we're doing is taking the basic mechanics of Crisis Heroine and transferring it over here. The issue being, we're taking the basic mechanics of Crisis Heroine and transporting it over here, which is going to have its own series of interesting complications. So bear with me. So Judgment Day to judge another, how to play. So Crisis going to be stylized as Crisis Sinners. Crisis Sinners is a game set after Judgment. Hello, phone. Now here's the joke. Mom's gonna be like, "Hey, I know I said 6 o'clock that we're going to have this thing, but I want you to come over early." Just do that. Let's make a quick detour to make sure that my level. Oh gee. Okay, great. This is set after Judgment Day. It's set after Judgment Day, where humanity was found wanting by both the forces of law and chaos. Now isolated in prison cities of their own design. Hello, phone. You're gonna tell me I have to be there at 5:30 or something, right? Yeah. Turn up. Mama, I love death, but please. Now isolated in pretty cities of their own design. And you must struggle against the overwhelming forces of both sides. To play stylized Crisis Sinners. To play Crisis Sinners, let's see. How do I want to word? What I should do is I should just have like a nice little thing that I can just quickly reference. But I don't do that because I hate myself and I can't have nice things. I never write this shit down. I'm also in here because someone apparently left a comment. Somebody. Nope. Somebody did not leave a comment. Why? No, someone did not leave a comment. They just decided to. Okay. But let's do a quick check real fast just to make sure. Played with full guys. Yeah. Crisis. To play Crisis Center. There will be actually Crisis Centers. Crisis Center. I'm gonna keep saying Crisis Centers and not Crisis Center. I should. Let me see. It's Crisis Center, right? Just Crisis Center. I just yeah. Crisis Center. Crisis Center has players take the role of a prison. How do I even want to call them? Like prisoners. Prisoners. That's Sin Prison. As prisoners. Take the role of prisoner. Take the role of prisoners. Prisoners given basic training and equipment. And sent out on dangerous operations outside the city limits. They are expected to die. Pay for their crime. They're expected to die. To play Crisis Center. There let's see. I want to play Crisis Center. Each player requires two playgroup. The playgroup requires a six-sided die, d6. Playgroup requires a six-sided die, d6, preferably two per player. 3 to 3. I would say 3 to 5 prisoners. 3 to 5 prisoners, and the warden who will be running the game. Who will be taking the role of the forces of law, chaos, and other non-prison non-player. Okay, so let's actually do a quick double check. Let's open up Crisis Heroine. Hello, Crisis Heroine. Yeah, Crisis Heroine doesn't actually open up of how to just to do things, because that's just not a thing that you're going to. That's not the point. You actually learn how to roll the dice here. So general rolling rule, 2d6 plus stat of so yeah. Pretty simple, just 2d6 plus. We just need to write that in. I'm getting pinged again. Who keeps pinging me? Why are you pinging me? Do you have something you might want? Hello, Dead Tree Studios. What are you at? Okay, that does confirm something. Yeah, I went over heroin. Oh, wait, is this the Crisis Heroine Redux? Yes, this is technically going to be the Crisis Heroine Redux. More accurately, it's a Crisis Heroine converting it into the Crisis system in general. Trying to get a good name for it, but yeah, it's pretty much just going to be Crisis Heroine Enhanced Edition. Whenever a prisoner attempts in action, they will let's see, attempts in action with a chance of fail. Let's see, whenever a prisoner attempts an action with a chance of failure, they will make a judgment. I want to keep using this term, by the way. They will make a judgment. They will take 2d6. They will take 2d6, and add a stat of the warden's choice against a target number. Tn. If the prisoner is successful, they bypass the problem. If they fail, they will suffer the consequences. Pretty simple stuff. It's just the warden's choice, because that's what it is. The warden's choice. Making judgment, and that does mean we're going to insert table. It's nice and simple. Oh yeah, because I like going over this, because some people might be interested in this. The font we're using for all the headings are Merriweather, while all of the body text is Barlow. The actual page size itself, if we go to page setup, using B5 6.9 by effectively 9.8, I'm doing that in particular because that's the way the book I have set up is, just to make things easier. That's pretty much it, so don't think about it too hard. Let's see. So we want to do difficulty target number. I could probably come up with like a more special name for it, but I think just difficulty and target number works fine. Simple, easy, average, complex, difficult, hellish. So yeah, so simple, because it, like, the book actually doesn't, like, the actual Crisis Heroine does not actually specify any of that. It just says roll. Like, legitimately is just roll. It's just roll, doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna add something a little bit here. So 2d6 usually, we're thinking, what's a good 2d6? I have a 2d6 one already. Like, Song of the White Carnations, I believe. Hey, if I've got it, I'm gonna use it. 2d6. 2d6 plus any modifier, so this is usually, I would consider this to be probably some of the easiest, because what you could do is you keep simple at that. Like, you can achieve 2d6 pretty easily depending on your stats, because if your stats are averaged out 4 stats in total, so you're going to get you're going to end up with like 12 stat points in total, so that's about a +3 in everything. Like, roughly speaking, you're going to have a +3 in everything. So 2d6 +3, that's pretty reliable. Let's make a check right now. 2d6 +3. So that would be 6. So yeah, I would succeed in that. I rolled a 1 and a 5. So, I mean, on average, 2d6 is going to default to 7, I believe. Technically it's 6.5, but so yeah, you'll be fine with simple, easy, average, complex. I usually just do stacking in this regard. Hellish is hellish because you have to roll, you have to get a +6 maximum to do it. And at that point, it's like you need to have something to kind of like help you out with it. If the prisoners are in a contested role, actually, if two or more entities, 2 or more individuals are competing against one another, both will roll the dice. Both will make a judgment with the highest result resulting in victory. Pretty simple. 2 more individuals competing against one another. We gotta make crits. Just critical. No, crits are not in here. Double. No. That's unusual insertion. Double something. I could have swore there was a critical hit system in this. I could have fucking swore. Attack, the monster attack meets or beats a direct hit value, the damage directly applied. Okay, so it's just direct hit value. Yeah, so it's just that. That's where the actual. Yeah, so there's no crits actually in this game. Again, that's one thing. Yeah, you kind of got to remember in this. It's just like, yeah, there's no crits or anything, so not gonna put it in here because it's just not a thing that's in the game. Okay. What I'm going to do, this, and we're going to do this, scenes and recovery. Crisis Center. We want at the end of this. Crisis Center. Crisis Center takes place in very let's see, a crisis center session takes place in various scenes. Whether the prisoners are talking with one another, or fighting off the horrors of humanity. Fighting off horrors. That is a scene. Various effects and situations will take place at the start or end of a scene. Let's see. So various effects and situations will take place at the start or end of a scene. Let me just double check to make sure. Yeah, one round of combat is treated as one scene. So, during combat, the prisoners will treat every round as the start of a new scene, for purposes of effects and recovery. More of this will be detailed in the comments. There we go. Pretty simple, pretty easy to understand. Takes place in various scenes and recovery. That's pretty much it. Like, there isn't really anything else to talk about in particular section, because like Crisis Heroine is a very simple game. Like, this is general rolling rules. This is the entirety. Like, this is it. It's a paragraph. Like, that's not. Yeah, you don't really recover AP. Like, that's not a thing. Advancement. Yeah, that's just not a thing, really. See, this is where the interesting parts come in. Is like, okay, we have all this. How do you make this incredibly simple thing more advanced, more bigger and grander? And the answer is usually you don't, because that's not how the game has been. So it's kind of a meme, but kind of an amusing meme at least. Who's pinging me? Why are you pinging me? Why are you the way that you want? See, it is funny with the Dames video, because I do make a very valid issue with it, and they're like, yeah, no, that's supposed to be how it's played. I'm like, what? Nyani. Okay, so we want to really all I can put here. I guess I might put things later on. This might go here depending on the situation. Actually, I know what I need to put. Or dreaded nightmares. Crisis Center is supposed to be pretty dark in tone. If any player is squeamish, or have difficulties with this tone, with the tonal tone, please consult with them. Please consult with them as an adult. As an adult, you all are adults, right? All are adults, right? No kid would be. Please consult with them as an adult. Shift the nature of the game as it suits the warden and prisoners during the time after judgment. At Judgment Day. In other words, don't be weird. Don't be weird about it. You know, that's my really hardcore moment, being like, yeah, people can get like, this can get pretty fucked up. If people get squeamish about that, please talk to them like a normal human being. That'll make life a lot easier. So we want to do let's tone you down by 2 steps. Update heading 1 match. Select you 2 by 2 steps. Update 2 to match. Crazy Sinners, and after, let's see. Ooh. To create a prisoner I want to word this. Prisoners are a resource. A disposable, fleshy, and often violent resource that is a commodity be thrown at the forces of heaven and hell, to be thrown at the forces of law and chaos. That is a commodity thrown in the vague hope they are successful. If they die violently, it is a blessing. One less mouth to feed. One less problem to worry about. If they succeed, it is a blessing. They have accomplished one goal. They get to live another day, and humanity keeps ticking. Keeps moving. Humanity keeps moving forward. When designing a prisoner, when designing a feature, there are 9 steps. There are 9 steps to follow. 9 steps to follow. Each granting the prisoner different options, tools and resources, tools and abilities. Let's see. Each granting the prisoner different options, tools, and abilities. Always remember, prisoner is disposable. Prisoner is disposable. With an automatic bomb collar strapped to their neck and attached to the base. Attached to the it would be, what would be the base of the skull? Base of the skull. What would be like? What would you call the top of the spine? Cervical? Yeah, the cervical bird. Yeah. Yeah. So attached to the cervical. Attached to the cervical. Vertebrae. Actually attached to the base of the neck. Attached to the base of the strapped to their neck. Should they fail, it will explode. Should they disobey, explode. It will explode. If they wish to die, explode. Die well. You have no prisonerality. A prisoner has no rights. Let's see. A prisoner has no rights in this new world. Oh God, right. I know. Load. Better to die standing. Actually, no. How do I want to word this? Starts with next. Should they fail, it will explode. Should they disobey, it will explode. If they wish to die, it will explode. Prisoner is a resource. Prisoner is a resource to humanity. Let's see. A prisoner is a resource to humanity. But they are still human. They're still human. No matter what they were told. Yeah. Kind of just want to emphasize, hey, you are a top of the brain, not the specific. Yeah. That's why I was thinking less like cervical vertebrae. Would that be like a specific one? No, there are. I'm going to say there's going to be 10 steps. Because we're going to add one. We're going to add a step here because, like, technically, yeah, they don't actually talk about this because, like, this is literally character creation. Choose from features. Choose your stats. Here's your attributes. Here's your magic. Here's your crisis abilities. And like, this is really it. I'm gonna add like a 10th step being like, hey, choose a name. Like, you know, actually what I should probably do is like roll your features, then like choose your personal information. Then like, hey, here's your features, here's your stats, here's your personal information, then attribute. I might do personal information. Yeah, let's go. To be thrown a prisoner, humanity. Okay, now this is where things start getting wonky. I'm gonna, because I need to do this, I'm gonna try to format it in the right way. So first things first, you know, do they do as, you know, so it's going to be one personal information. Actually, how do we want to do this? We want to do one personal information. We do one. We can do this. We can just do it with like the double, like Wuso keeps it going. Yeah. The one personal information. The prisoner fills out their basic personal information, such as height, weight, age, and other identifying features. When choosing a name. The prisoner will have two names, their ID number, and their actual name. All prison staff, How do we want to do this? All prison staff refer to the prisoners. All prison staff refers to the prisoners. Actually, all of humanity. All of urban humanity. I don't really know how to call this. I'm gonna call this urban. All of urban humanity. Will refer to the prisoner as their ID number. Will refer to the prisoner as their ID number. While only a few will recall. Well, all of humanity will refer to the prisoner as their ID number. To generate an ID number, roll 6d6 in order and write down the result. Pretty much just that. Yeah, just like what's your fucking number? Let's see. I got 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's roll. Let's put everything in order. Wow. So let's see. We got 114261. So yeah, welcome. This is your name now. You will be prisoner 114261. That's how they refer to you as. Generate an ID number. Prisoners are composed of 73% male. Actually, we want to make this correct. Male identifying. Let's see. Prisoners are composed 73% male. Actually, do we really want to do this? No. We're not gonna do. I don't want to deal with that shit. Actually, I know what we'll do is with the rising need of prisoners. Prisons, chain gang, rising need of chain gangs to enter the field, mixed, co-ed. I guess it would be co-ed. Most are composed. No. Fuck it. No, fuck this. I want to keep this correct. Most chain gangs are still composed of a single gender, primarily male. Though all female squads do exist. That's all it is. Why do I want to put this in here? Because I'm like, yeah, you're a bunch of fucking prisoners. No shit, this is gonna be a thing. Features. Choose and roll in features. Features. Choose or each prisoner has their own story, no matter how complicated or simple. Choose or roll 3 features from the features tables. Let me do it back. So you always going to choose a work, physical feature, and a personality feature. Which we're going to do background, physical feature, and we'll do background, physical feature, and personality. Nice and easy. We don't. 3 stats. 3 class stats. You could get away with just not mentioning it. Yeah, but people are gonna get like it. It's one of those things. I think mentioning it now is gonna save people getting weird about it later. That's the thing. It's like, if you don't mention it here, someone's gonna get mad at it. I could probably just, like, the thing is, I could probably put that in the... I'll put that in the lore section. I think that'll be more appropriate. Stats. So, stats. Each prisoner, prisoners after determining their features will have two free stat points to distribute among their 4 stats. With a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 1 and a maximum of 6. If the features, capitalize that just because it's different, features put any stat at 7. Prisoner does not need a... So we're going to have body, strength and constitution, general physical fitness, and agility, speed, flexibility, and dexterity in the field, and dexterity of the body in the field. Actually, of intelligent. Fucking spell correctly. Intelligence. Also, give you an idea. This is what this is what I have to kind of consult. So then we have soul. I think did we go on soul or... No, it was sense. We went with sense. Sense. This was like magic power. I'm gonna say mysticism and esoteric knowledge, and ability to notice magical happenstance and other and supernatural. Actually, notice supernatural phenomenon, because I really enjoy that word. We do attributes. We call these resources instead, because they're called attributes here. So what did I end up calling? They just got called not techniques. Didn't think I put that. I think I'm gonna call these. Yeah, they're gonna be resources. Actually, resources. Actually, no, resources. The prisoner's access or ability to use let's see. Prisoner's access or ability to use certain pieces of equipment for their operation. Distribute 12 points. Distribute boot. Yeah, I did call it. So we're gonna change. Who's pinging me again? Let's see. Distribute 12 points among distribute 12 points among the four with a minimum of 0 and maximum of 10. Maximum 10. So you're always going to have a few points everywhere. So we do resources. The prisoners access to a higher end equipment used by and higher end equipment manufactured by the by humanity to combat the enemy. We'll do salvation. The prisoner's connection to trinkets, gear, and affinity for law supply, law gear. Damnation. The prisoner's attunement. Actually, no, we're not gonna use attunement. We're using attunement. Natural affinity for supplies, tools, and weapons. By chaos. Finally, attunement. The prisoner's ability to own their own senses, and combat ability, increasing MP by 1. Amogus. It's always Amogus. That should be known. So we've got down to 4. So we then go to 5. Dun. We're going to do techniques. The prisoner chooses 4 techniques among any of the among us. Let's see. Chooses 4 techniques from the technique list that they qualify for. 6, which is going to be crisis ability. Choose 1 crisis ability from the list. Also learn the potential crisis ability for. It is a crisis ability, but it is technically different. Then we do 7. And use your attribute to select items. Note that use the prisoner's attributes. Note that the prisoner does not quote consume their attributes, but it represents the maximum capacity for certain kinds. Let's say, for example, you have four salvation and 5 resources. That means you can have 4 pieces. You can pretty much buy up to 4 pieces of law gear that costs 1, or you can have 1 piece of law gear that costs 3 and 1 costs 1. Well, you can have 5 human gear. That's kind of the idea. Being you kind of gotta mix and match a little bit. The really expensive stuff means you need to invest in it more, and that's going to be a problem. Let's see. So equipment, we go up here to 8. Derived stats. We're going to call these derived stats because these aren't necessarily attributes, because we call attributes these, so we're using derived stats. Each prisoner will have a series of derived stats to determine various facets of how they will act. We do hit points, HP. HP represents the stamina, fighting spirit, and ability instead of vitality. It determines how much injury and despair a prisoner can with injury and despair a prisoner can stand, and it is body times 3 and parentheses plus 20 So you're really not going to have like a super high amount of HP. That's never really the point. I don't want people to have a super high amount of mind points. MP. The MP represents the mental capacity, spiritual attunement, or raw deranged nature of the prisoner. Allowing them to use techniques in the field. It's going to be calculated by attunement plus higher int or sen. Crisis points. Dun 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 dun. Crisis points. CP represent crisis points represent the power. Desperation. Burns within the soul of every prisoner and human. Of every human. Represents the desperation that burns within the soul of every prisoner when their back is to a wall. Prisoners begin with 0 CP, but will gain them via crisis acts that occur taking damage or witnessing. That's witness me. Initiative IV. The prisoners turn order in combat equals agility. We'll do agi plus int. Simple to understand. And then we will do sin points. SP, not sex points. Prisoners will begin with 0, but as they witness horror and undergo their own crisis acts, they will lose their grasp of salvation and their own desire to continue. This stat is split. Stat is split between injury, spirit. We really need to split it. Like, does it do anything to split it? I don't think so. I don't think it really benefits me to split this at all, unless we do like unless we split like injury, spirit, and so it'd be injury, spirit, and what else do we have to work with? What else we really actually no, we do injury, sanity, spirit, and karma. There we go. And these are split between injury, sanity, spirit, and karma. Let's see. General references to quote SP. The R for the total amount. Total is for the total SP. Corruption checks upon reaching 0 HP. We will do since capitulation checks upon reaching 0 HP are made versus the prisoner's total SP. Greater SP results in a greater risk of annihilation. Often means a stronger. It often means actually greater risk of death, but mean actually no annihilation. Let's see. Greater SP results in a greater risk of annihilation. Actually, but in despair does humanity truly shine. So it's kind of like the idea of like, the more sin you get, the more things go wrong for you, you're gonna have a higher chance of just capitulating. Like you've taken too much damage, you're on your ass, you are bleeding out, and that's you saying, it's Jover. I failed my role, I'm capitulating, I've given up. My body gives out, I'm fucking dead. However, it's the idea of like, yeah, you've built this sin up, this amount of sin points, it's a greater risk of annihilation. But in despair does humanity truly shine. It's like, if you do have really high sin, that effectively means you've been going your all. You've been doing these crisis acts. You've been really fucking yourself up. It's been your fault you're here. You may, like, keep going. You can do this. We'll do crisis acts. The prisoner chooses 10 crisis acts. Available to them. Let's see. Choose 10 crisis acts available to them based on their imprints. And 10. Starting a relationship. No man is an I. Let's see. So no man is an island. No man is an island when a no man is an island when a prisoners will distribute three ranks of relationships among their comrades and enemies. These are ideals. Note this. Note this for later. Notepad. Yeah. I need to fix it. That doesn't mean I'm going to fix it now. I'm good. I'm not that good. Oh, click that button. Here we go. Here we go. Here. Now this is where things start getting weird because we have insert table. So insert table 1 then we do that. Now you may be wondering, wow, Notepad, this looks terrible. It's just a massive fucking thing. Yes. Personal information, we do that. Features, then we move immediately. Stats, that. We post this right here. Am I going to be able to get away with this? Let's put you on another page. Take this. Put you right here. Unless we shrink the size down. I want to keep everything in here. That's the goal. So if we shrink this down to like 8. We increase this size, but we don't increase anything else. So we do this. Keep this the way this is gonna work fine. I'm gonna have to like resort some of these things out, but for like right now, for what we're doing, this is fine. We select all of this. We Control X. We put everything up here. And then we fucking see. We do you Pakashu. Such a HP represents stamina, fighting spirit, crisis points, initiative. I'm probably gonna need to do something. Fix that. Annihilation, R, crisis axe, starting relationships. I'm just going to mark this entirely in red because it's shit and bad and I need to fix it. We do that. Single. Not a lot of room to work with here, but we select all of you. You're going to be now. You're mid. You've fallen off. You're cringe. Oh, we do that. That's. So if we do this correctly, we increase this by 2 points. This doesn't seem like a lot, but it's like, yeah, like we pretty much like, yeah, here's a third of the fucking game done already. Welcome to. Okay, if we do something like this. Because it's a table, we can probably get rid of the indent. Do we get rid of the indent? I mean, I guess we could try to, like, justify this. Oh, Jesus. Do we keep the... If I put the thing there, and we put, like this, I wish this wasn't as fucking horrific. Wish it was, like, just 0.2. If it was just, like, there, I could deal with it. But it's, like, fucking huge indent. And it works up here. It works fine up here. Because it's a lot... Because the text is bigger. It doesn't work as much down here because the text is smaller. I mean, Here's what I'll do this. Okay. I'm gonna do this for now. I'm gonna probably send this in the server, being like which one looks the best, generally speaking. But also mark, make sure. Like this is gonna be like a little lore bit. Like I need to actually just fix that lore wise. Starting a relationship was always going to be a pain in the ass because I know what to do with. Like, that's the thing. I know what to do with it. I just don't know how to write it. We're going to do table properties. Kind of give you an idea what this I want to look like. It's like this is how I want things to look like at the end of it. I mean, I guess if we could do some jank ass shit and try to make this, because I would then need to like put this over down here, like things just get mixed around. That might, honestly, depending on how things go, depending on how big this gets, this bit gets how this bit, if I can fucking speak, gets changed around, that might be the case. Congrats on 69 followers. Whoop whoop. That's 69 new followers. We're at 173 if I recall correctly. Full on followers. Good job, team. We did it. We are our Amogus vent. I don't fucking know what else to say to make sure that we cool. But yeah. Okay. If we do this correctly, what it'll be is we add an image right there, add an image right there, add an image right there. 3 images. Big ass thing here. I might just need, how much I have? Question. Like, do I have a good amount? I got a solid like. Okay, let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 lines to work with relationships. I think if I get the 5 lines to work with relationships, it'll down here what we're going to need to do is I'm just going to set this up because I'm going to be having to head out here in like 5 minutes. What we're going to do is the features table, and hopefully the features table described below. Luckily I can just do this. Haha. Features tables are described below. PC is 3. Probably we'll just write that. Get better later. So yeah, looking at everything here, doesn't look like we made a lot of progress, but it's one of those things like you have to remember this key fact of life here. This game, we need to write this, and then we get to write all this. Then we get to use all the spells, which luckily these are just going to be the techniques, which are going to be pretty easy to kind of fix up. Because some of these can legitimately just be acquired as is. I could like copy paste almost this entire thing without really any consequences. Like nothing really happens if I, change this up. And it's like, oh, well, you're just copying and pasting. Is it really yours? Being like the entire point of this is to change things. Is to keep as much as here as possible, because that's fine. Like, that's the fucking point. Like, it's when you get things like down here is when I'm gonna have to start changing things. Do I want to do it like this? I don't know if I want to do it like this. I may have to make another table for it and just like copy paste a table endlessly. That's kind of up in the air currently. I don't know how I want to do this yet, but thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Anna. Hope you have a wonderful day. Godspeed, good luck. I will see you all tomorrow, because we will be doing tomorrow. There's not going to be a video. There's not going to be a video on Friday. Just to kind of give everyone a heads up. No video on Friday. However, tomorrow we're going to effectively spend the entire day working on Muv-Love. Isn't it a bad sign for creativity if you can possibly copy paste generics in without issue? Yeah. But this isn't supposed to, like, you gotta remember this, Noonie, I believe, is that this entire thing was based on just me fixing this PDF. It was fixing it. So pretty much what I want to do is two things. If this works as I intend it to work, and I'll probably add in my own. If it works, though, as I intend it to, it's pretty much, this Crisis Centers is a proof of concept. You can use Crisis Heroine to do other things with. So it doesn't really need to be super creative front. And, what else the fuck am I gonna put for half of these generic ones? Like, it's legitimately half the generic ones are like plus attack, plus it's a very simple system. Like, I want to keep things simple. That's the point. That's the idea of the entire system. That's the issue. So it's like, well, yeah, it's kind of a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. But generally, I don't give a shit because I need to fix fucking Crisis Heroine. My goal for this game is to get it done by the end of the year. Depending on how things go, that might happen. If we keep a nice beat to things, yeah, if we keep a nice beat to things, I suspect we'll get done by the end. If not, it might be like early January we get things done. After this game, though, we will have the next round of Notocracy for the next round of games, which a vast majority of them will actually Reduxes, actually. I think in one or two Reduxes. If anything, what we can do is we can do the end of year stream on this. For those who don't remember the end of year stream, I just stream until everything I want to do is done. Last time was 16 hours of streaming. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. But Godspeed, good luck. I will see you all. Mov love, yay, mov love.